Alors, bonjour ou rebonjour
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome or welcome back.
Alors, pour cette conférence dédiée au retail
Here
culturel,
we'll
nous
be
présentons à présent
discussing
les
cultural
coups de cœur
retail, and
du jury
we will
international
be
du
kicking
PopUp
it off
Store.
by
Les
looking
membres
at
du
the
jury
jury's
vont vous
favorites.
expliquer leur
So this
choix.
is the international
Donc, pour cela,
selection,
nous
and
avons
we'll turn to the
l'honneur
jury to hear
Jeanine
what they
As,
chose
qui est
and why.
manager
We're
retail
starting
and
with Jeanine As, who's the
merchandising
manager
of
for
World
retail and
Cultures of
merchandising at the
Amsterdam.
National Museum of World Cultures in Amsterdam.
Nous avons également le
We
plaisir
also have the great
d'accueillir
pleasure of having Sonja FEITSMA, head of retail at the RIJKSMUSEum in Amsterdam as well, and Anne-Marie HOOGERWEF, head of commercial activity of the Natural History Museum of Denmark. Blandine SCHERPE, head of publishing for Home Fashion News, is going to be moderating this roundtable. Blandine, you're on.
Did you hear me? It's okay. So I'm very glad to welcome you at this conference.
The moderator is using the wrong mic. She's using. That's why we have a channel problem, I think.
Just a minute, please.
Apologies about that. We were expecting the moderator to speak in French, which is why we have an issue with the channels, but we're sorting it out now.
Hello again. So I'm very glad to welcome you at this conference. You don't hear me? It's okay? It's okay for everybody? Yeah? Okay. So thank you to our three experts member of the 2023 jury for their presence at this conference, whose purpose is to present to you from the awarded products their expectation as buyers and therefore their perception of the strong trends of the moment. The jury is composed by 10 experts, and they met 2 times in the year to select the product. The museum shop are design store par excellence and very attractive for the public. And we want to understand which kind of product can give more attractivity to these shops. So I'm proposed to introduce you each of.
Good afternoon. My name is Sonja FEITSMA. I'm head of retail at the RIJKSMUSEUM. The RIJKSMUSEUM is the National Museum of History and Art in the Netherlands, based in Amsterdam. And our department, we are responsible for the creating of the product assortment. We manage all the buying and logistics, but also managing the different sales channels that we offer.
My name is Jeanine. I'm the retail manager of National Museum of World Cultures in the Netherlands. It's an ethnographic museum, and it's 4 of them. One of them in Rotterdam, in Leiden, Amsterdam, and Nijmegen. Okay.
Annemarie Hoogwerf. I'm head of commercial activity at the Natural History Museum of Denmark, located in Denmark, in Copenhagen. The museum consists of 3 major collections: geology, botany, and zoology. We've been collecting for 400 years, and these collections will find a new home in a newly built museum, one of the biggest museum projects in Scandinavia, which we hope to open in 2025. currently we have 3 museum shops, which I'm amongst others overseeing. So.
Now we will present all the products you selected. So these products are not the best product. It's only example chosen by our speakers to explain the interest of the price and to give some examples of in their business why these products are very attractive. Perhaps before, can you explain us your general impression of all the products you see in these selections? What is your general impression?
I think it's an interesting selection, and I also think that the categories are maybe not all necessarily reflect a trend, but at least represent interesting categories that we can see in the different types of museum shops based on what the profile of your museum is. For us as a natural history museum, we have many children, families with children, grandchildren, grandparents. So for us, the kids category, for example, is very relevant, whereas that may be very different for Sonja.
I think one of the big product selection criteria for the Rijksmuseum is that there is always a connection to the museum collection. And 2 major things that we always look at is sustainability and also inclusion and diversity. So we have a broad assortment, product assortment for a broad audience. And so we look at it different ways, but I think 2 themes that are very important for us is diversity and eco-friendly, which is represented in the product selection from the jury.
For Tropenmuseum, it's actually the same. We're also focusing on sustainable product development and on cultural diversity and on social social projects. So we like global communities. So everything which is involved with global production or small communities, we are focusing on. So and that was also in this products.
Thank you. So I will perhaps begin with this product. Can you please present the product, explain your choice and what it reflects at trends?
It is as you can see, it's a toy made out of cork, produced by Elou and proposed by Valoris. It's produced and designed in Portugal, the main production country, I would say, for cork, and so that is a natural match. I've selected it because it reflects a few things that I think are interesting and important when selecting a kids item for museum shops in general, and that is that it is a natural material, which is especially for the Natural Museum of Denmark is very important, as we would like to engage people in caring for our planet, and so a natural material is a very natural choice, I would say. It has an attractive design. That is also especially important in Denmark, I would say, where people take pride in good design, as you may know. So also, not only the kids should have fun playing with it, because after all, that is still the most important factor, but that also the parents don't think it is too ugly and looks nice in the children's room. I think this is a nice example of that. And then furthermore, actually not most, but also very important is the educative element. So in this product, playing is combined with learning, and the stimulation of hand-eye coordination is really, I think, well executed. So it stimulates the motoric skills of the child. And that is, I think, important as well. And then, after all, for the Natural History Museum, it also reflects something for flora and fauna. So it has also that link to the collections, as Sonja says. said earlier, it's very important for us in order to select something for our museum shop. It should always reflect our collections, and in this case, zoology/botany kind of combination.
It was this. Perhaps we can begin with this adorable calendar.
Yeah.
May you present us this product and why you chose it, and the same what it reflect for you.
Yeah. So this product fits within the theme eco-friendly. I think, climate change is something that we cannot ignore, and sustainability is something that is on the agenda for already a decade at the Rijksmuseum. And we do other things like separate waste flows. We will use renewed energy, but also if we look at product selection, merchandising, we look at how the product is made, what type of materials. We stimulate upcycle projects. We look at how it's transported, etc. And I think this is a good example. This is a calendar made of flower seed paper, so completely biodegradable. And I think what's really fun about it is that it's a calendar, so each month has a different flower seed. And it connects with the time when you need to plant the seeds in the ground. And it's locally made. And it's completely no waste because it's a full cycle product. And I think what is even great about it, if you start growing the flowers, you can also stimulate biodiversity. So it's really a full cycle product. And what I think is great, as what I said before, a connection with our collection is very important. And this product can be easily personalized. You can take, almost every cultural institution have a kind of botanical connection in their collection. We have a lot of paintings with flowers. So it's for us easy to personalize it towards the Rijksmuseum and make it relevant for our audience, for our visitor.
Another one flower is this one. So may you present it, please?
Yes, I'm happy to do so. So I selected the little sun, in the trend diversity and engagement, because especially this product is really, we sell it also in our shops, but it's also about collaborating with global communities. When you buy one little sun as a consumer, the organization will also give this little sun to people in remote places where there's no electricity. So this light, when you buy it, really gives light in other places of the world. So the second thing I really like about it is that it's really a sustainable product, because it is about renewable energy. It's about so it has a real positive impact on people and on communities. And what else? What I also like about this company is that they really do a lot of research and material together with scientists and engineers, and to look at new materials, and always, probably there will be in the future another the same product but with biofibers, or so it's I think it's a combination of working with global communities, working with sustainability, and addressing topics which are really relevant in this time. So
in a way, such a product may be very attractive in a museum shop. So it's
for us it's always very important the story behind the product, because a lot of visitors in our museum shop, if you hear the story behind this product, it's really beautiful. And I think especially with this product, the story behind this product is super relevant. And we also noticed that if you communicate that in the shop that people really appreciate this. So stories behind products are really relevant, but also the taking care aspect, which is really relevant for our museums as well. So, yeah.
Thank you. And so you mix it with this product from Caravan Authentic.
Yes.
So what is it?
It's a soap, and this is the trend Feel Good. It was selected by the jury in this trend. And what I liked about it a lot was also the social impact of such a product. So it's a lot about the way this product has been developed together with the founder of the organization, who is anthropologist, but is also looking at I just have to explain it right. The heritage of making soap in the south of India or in Syria is really important to continue. So they work with small families or communities to produce this soap. So there's a lot of knowledge, local knowledge in this product, and also ancient knowledge, and it's how do you say it continues because it's still there and people can buy it. So I like that. Yeah, it helps the heritage to exist and understand. That's one thing, but also the co-development, the way of fair trade production. It's like the intangible footprint. So footprint is not always about doing the best with our energy, but it's also about how do we collaborate with other cultures and that diversity, and so that's really appealing to me in this product. And also, it's also a trend, like feel good, like taking care of yourself. It's like it's made by skilled craftsmen, so there's a lot of knowledge in this small product.
It's quite new that some consumer buy those products at the museum. So
for us, not. No, okay. Because, for example, we had an exhibition about Aleppo, and then we were selling Aleppo soaps, really piles and huge amounts, because it's always related to the content. So for our museum shops, we would never just sell feel-good products, or because it's about going to the spa as a trend. No, it's always related to the content of the exhibition. So, for example, we also have exhibitions about healing power, and with healing power, the bathing rituals could be important. So, the context of the exhibition is always important for the products we buy and showcased.
Yeah, and I think also the trend Feel Good, it's also about how we see a switch in consumer behavior towards conscious buying, and I think that's also one of the things. If you buy something that you know it has a social impact, you also feel good. And I think that's also one of the things, and working with companies with a social responsibility mark in their brand mission is also something that we look at using more and more of those suppliers.
Yeah, and I think Feel Good is also very much about using, like you say, Jeanine, natural ingredients, and natural ingredients can often be drawn a parallel with natural products, and that's why we often sell Feel Good products or in that category, because it can often relate to something locally made or with natural materials, and it's definitely for us a selection criteria also in our museum assortments.
We stay with you with this other product. So we have 5 minutes time to finish. So perhaps quickly you can explain your product, and then you can
I'll try to keep it as short as possible. This product is produced by Clélia Chotard of Atelier Vezanne. It is a handmade, unique jewelry. In this case, earrings and a pendant for a collier. And Clélia uses recovered ancient earthenware, which she cuts, files, and varnishes, and then this earthenware that she is cutting from, that refers to a local tradition in and around Malicorne-sur-Sarthe, where she's from, a very small village located in the Sarthe Valley. There is a strong tradition of earthenware and craft. So made locally, for me, is really about uniqueness, a unique product. She is making each piece individually, so each piece is unique based on a unique plate that she's cutting it from. It's about craftsmanship, so it is about, you know, having the skills to make this unique product and maybe also to continue a certain tradition. It's innovation because she's upcycling old plates or porcelain, and it's very local. So referring to this local tradition of creating earthenware by local or regional artisans. And for us, this made locally is a very relevant trend because we would like to reinforce our Danish identity as a national museum. And Danish design is for us an equivalent for quality. And our museum, the Natural History Museum of Denmark, is one of the 3 national museums. So for us, we consider ourselves as being a premium brand. So there is also a link between quality and quality of the brand, quality of the products, the uniqueness. We really look for unique products in our museum assortment, which tell a story. Actually, what my colleagues here on the stage already have said. So I could continue also because there is a strong crafts tradition in Denmark, and there's so much more to tell about this, but then we are running out of time. So handing over to the last project. Hope it's clear.
Yeah, thank you. So the last, I would leave it, otherwise it might, so the last category is collaboration. And one of the reasons why museums looking for partners is, and especially also at the Rijksmuseum, is to get in touch with new audience or broader audience. And this is an example. This is actually a collaboration between the Van Gogh Museum and Talents, producer of creative materials. And what I like about it is that it's definitely a collaboration. Both brands are visible on the product. It's also a display, so you can easily place it at other retailers than the museum store. And then that way you're targeting and you're reaching new audiences and new selling points. And of course, it is. I mean, being an art museum, we like to stimulate creativity. That's what we also see in throughout the world. I mean, if you look at TV programs, it's all about talent, enhancing your talents. I mean, become the next MasterChef or becoming the next Rembrandt. It's something that we try to stimulate creativity and stimulate talent. And I think this is a good example of doing those 2 things together.
Thank you so much. So we have to close this conference. If you have some questions, know that we will go at the pop-up area. So if you want to have a discussion with our speakers, perhaps it's the best way. It's okay for you. Thank you for your participation. You have still a few hours to discover the rest of the show, so have a very nice show and a very good day.